Welcome to the Old West, a world of vast plains, dusty towns, and lightning duel. Gunslinger are famous for their bravery, but their lives were far from glorious. Constant fear, loneliness, and violence were their daily lot. Sit back, close your eyes, and discover why being a gunslinger was actually terribly difficult. The west wind never stopped blowing. It traveled across the great plain like an ancient breeze, caressing the DRY grass, raising the dust, and reminding everyone that here, nature was the only true mistress. As the sun set behind the red hills, the air turned gold and purple, painting a picture that seemed eternal. This immense sky, where the stars were born one by one, had seen 2 ans of lives pass by, entire caravan, exhausted settler, silent cowboy, and some team, the disturbing silhouette of a lone gunslinger. The gunman. A word that carry within it the metallic sound of Colt, the tension of a duel, the brief and violent flash of a shootout. A word that, for many, evoke courage and strength. But the truth is more complex, darker, and above all more human. Being a gunslinger in the Old West wasn't just about fighting. It was about surviving in a merciless world, where every encounter could be the last, where danger, thirst, fatigue and loneliness were ennemis a formidable bullet. When we think of these men, we often imagine an upright, proud, almost heroic figure. Movies, songs, and novels have taught us to see them as living legends. Yet, if we peel back the veil of fiction, we discover a daily life marked by fear, uncertainty and injustice. Fame was rare, death almost certain. In this introduction, I would like to invite you to walk gently through this landscape, to feel the dust under your boots, to hear the creaking of the saddle leather, and to perceive the dull language that accompanied these men. I would like you to hear not the brutal crash of a duel, but the silence that preceded it, the rapid beating of the heart, the cold sweat running down the back. Because behind every legend, behind every name engraved in the chronicles of the West, there was a human being, fragile, vulnerable, often broken before even reaching 30. Imagine the main street of a small, dusty western town, lined with wooden buildings with unpainted signs. A saloon smell of cheap whiskey and stale tobacco. The blacksmith hammers the metal with long, regular blows, and in this rhythm, one can almost hear the beating of a heart. The inhabitants live with a discreet but constant fear. Fear of outlaw, fear of sudden duel, fear of seeing their children grow up in a merciless world. And in the midst of this tense atmosphere, there is him, the gunslinger, foreigner or local, hunted or feared man, bearer of a reputation that often goes beyond the truth. Being a gunslinger was not a role chosen with pride. Many were driven to it by circumstance, a life of misery, a conflict gone wrong, an accidental duel that became an indelible mark. Once you were known for shooting fast, society automatically put you in that category. People looked at you differently, and soon other men came to test their luck, hoping to win their own glory on your grave. The gunslinger didn't need to look for trouble, it always came to him. And therein lies the whole tragedy of this life. Because the more your reputation grew, the more your freedom diminished. Every city became a risky stop, every glass of alcohol could be the last, every smile a hidden threat. A gunslinger never really slept. He closed his eyes, of course, but sans ses remain tense, his mind still alert, on the lookout for the slightest suspicion was. Paranoia was not a psychological disorder, but a survival instinct. What I am going to share with you in this first chapter is this often forgotten truth, that of ordinary men, thrown into an extraordinary and violent life, but who would, for the most part, have preferred to remain in the shadow, live in peace, and never draw their guns. It is a story of dust, fatigue, sweat, cold night, and a silence that waked heavier than the thunder of weapons. So, make yourself comfortable. Let the image come gently, like shadow by a fire. Close your eyes if you wish, and listen. Because this is why it was terrible to be a gunslinger in the Old West. When one thinks of the Old West, the images that come to mind are those conveyed by decades of folk tale, sun-drenched streets, 2 men facing each other, their coats flapping in the wind, and the oppressive silence broken only by the clank of a spear. But the gunslinger's life wasn't a series of stylized duels. Most of the time, it resembled a dusty wandering, punctuated by danger, thirst, and waiting. A gunslinger spent more time reading, searching for a hot meal or shelter, than shooting his weapon. And yet, it was that revolver, strapped to his hip, that defined his place in the world. Just wearing it made him a target. Every time he entered a saloon, people would look at him. Some with fear, others with defiance. He became the embodiment of a latent danger, a figure of rumor and legend that everyone judged by their own fantasy. Small town residents feared gunslinger as much as they admired them. They represented wild freedom, bu also a threat. Behind their forced smiles, one could read a silent prayer, move on, a stranger. Don't cause chaos here. Because chaos often come with them. A misinterpreted word, a look that was a little too insist, and blood could flow. Residents knew that a shooting could break out at any moment, without warning, and that bullet did not choose their victim. But why did these men choose, or rather suffer, this destiny? Often the answer lay in the past. A young farmer, witnessing an injustice, one day drew his gun faster than he had intended, and his life was turned upside down. A soldier demobilized after the Civil War, une able tourante gratte, turned to an existence of violence and flight. A card player, caught in a brawl, shot his opponent and found himself condemned to wander, the revolver now stuck to his skin like an indelible mark. Each story was different, but they all had this in common. A single bullet, a single decision, was enough to transform an ordinary man into a gunslinger. And once the path was set, there was no turning back. Western society was unforgiving. A name associated with a duel became a label, and that label stuck harder than the dust of the plough. One could want to become a farmer, a merchant, or a simple citizen again, but the murmur always followed, it's him. He is the one who killed. From then on, other gunslinger, bounty hunter or ambitious young people came to seek glory by confronting the one whose reputation had exceeded his own will. This endless cycle trapped man in a spiral of violence and mistrust. With each new battle won, the legend grew, but with it, the burden. The fear was not only of dying, but of never being able to live otherwise. A gunslinger could win duel, but he gradually lost everything else. Peace, friends, family, sometimes even the memory of having once been someone else. And in the silence of the starry night, when the wind blew across the plain and the coyote howled in the distance, there was only solitude to keep him company. Under this immense sky, he perhaps understood that the glory attributed to him was only an illusion. Because no one slept soundly carrying a reputation that attracted death at every turn of the road. One must imagine the road of the West, these tracks traced by Juven wagon wheel, winding across immense plain or dusty desert. A gunslinger, often alone, advanced on this uncertain path, the burning sun above him, the sand seeping everywhere, into his boots, between his teeth, even into his breath. His days were long, sometimes monotonous, and terribly silent. The steady sound of his horse's hoof, the creaking of the saddle leather, and, from time to time, the cry of a bird of prey circled around him like the only music of his existence. In this moment of solitude, he had time to think. And his thoughts were not those of a self-confident hero, but often those of a tired man, burdened with painful memory. The face of fallen opponent, the look of those who had fled, the scream that still haunted his sleep. It is said that some gunslingers spoke to themselves, as if to chase away shadow. Others wrote letters they never saw, word addressed to a mother, a sister or a wife they would probably never see again. Loneliness could be burdensome, but it was also a necessity. Because to get too deeply attached to someone was to put that person in danger. A franc, a love, a brother in arms, all could become target for those seeking to reach the gunslinger. So he learned to love distance, to be content with brief conversation, fleeting smiles, nights spent in guest rooms where his name was not left. And yet, despite this caution, fear never left him. Every time he walked through the doors of a saloon, he knew the evening could end in bloodshed. The smell of alcohol and tobacco mingled with the bitter scent of tension. Loud laughter could turn into insult. A hand placed too close to a revolver was enough to tip the fragile balance. The gunslinger was never really invited to this place. He was tolerated, observed, feared. Look said more than word. A young man who admired him saw in him a model of bravery, a legendary figure. A father saw it as a threat, a potential danger for his children. Another gunslinger saw an opportunity, a chance to prove his worth by confronting someone whose reputation already made people tremble. Every smoky room became a silent arena, every meal a last possible meal, every glass of whiskey a sip swallowed with the awareness of risk. You might think these men lived in a constant state of adrenaline, but the reality was different. Most of them would have preferred to be forgotten. They wanted to blend into the crowd, become invisible again, put down their revolver and never again be looked at like freak. But the West did not forgive this kind of weakness. To abandon one's weapon was to reach out to death. And even if some tried, rumor always caught up with them, and sooner or later, someone came along to challenge them. So they continued. They walked along this endless road, one foot in the dust, the other in legend, trapped in a life they had not always chosen. And every night, when the sky filled with stars, they would lie down by their fire, staring to the flame, and wonder how much time they had left before everything would end. Western towns were often tiny. A few wooden buildings lined a main street, a saloon, a church, a grocery store, a sheriff's office, sometimes a small boarding house where travelers could find a rickety bed for the night. From a distance, they looked like promise of rest, oases in the middle of a desert of dust. But for a gunslinger, every city also represented danger. As soon as I crossed the threshold, the conversation fell silent. The eyes rose, heavy, suspicious, sometimes fascinated. Some recognized his face, other his name, and still other knew nothing biggest from the way he carried his revolver that he was no ordinary man. In those moments, the gunslinger felt all the solitude of his condition. He was never welcomed as a simple traveler, but a shadow. A visitor we watch, whose departure we eagerly await. He himself knew it. He didn't linger. He would order a simple meal, a drink, sometimes a bath if he was lucky, and then he would be back on the road. Because to stay too long was to attract attention, to provoke the inevitable. A word spoken too loudly, a young man eager to prove his courage, a hand placé en a stick, and the spiral began again. The gunslinger therefore lived in a permanent state of vigilance. Every gesture was measured, every word calculated, every look studied. He knew that the unpredictable could spring from the slightest encounter. This constant tension never realized, even in the rare moment of calm. It was eating away at him from the inside, wearing down his strength like a stretched rope ready to break. And yet, in this climate of fear and violence, there were also moments of fragile beauty. A sunset behind the mountains, the laughter of a child playing in the street, a melody played on the saloon piano by a tired musician. This flash of life reminded the gunslinger of what he had lost, or perhaps what he had never really had, a simple, qui existence, safe from view and bullet. These moments were precious because they were rare, like precious stones buried in the dust. But they were never enough to erase the harsh reality. Because a reputation, once acquired, stuck harder than a shadow to the body. Even took the gunslinger wanted to become an ordinary man again, to work the land, to sit in the evening by a family fire, the rumor pursued him. And this rumor, faster than horse, always arrived before him. When he crossed the threshold of a new town, his name had often already traveled through the mouth of peddler, newspapers, or old traveling companion. So, history repeated itself. Always the same look, always the same fear, always the same distance. And in this vicious circle, the gunslinger understood that his life was not meant to last. Every day was a victory against FATE, every breath a fragile truce. Deep down, he knew that the West didn't keep ETS legends for very long. This is the truth we are going to explore together. Behind the glorious stories, behind the whistling bullet and midday duel, there were broken, tired men, caught up in a story bigger than themselves. Their footsteps still echo across the deserted plain, but their voices are muffled by the wind of time. And it is by listening to them that we will truly understand why it was terrible to be as the daily life of a gunslinger was anything but glamorous. Contrary to popular imagery, he did not spend his days challenging opponents to spectacular duel or reading under a blazing sun shooting imaginary bandits. The reality was much more down to earth, and much harsher. From the morning, the gunslinger had to think about his immediate survival. Where can he find drinking water? Where is a safe place to spend the night? How to avoid ambush or bounty hunter who travel the same route? Every decision, even the simplest, could be fatal. A tired horse, en insufficient miller a break that was too long could be enough to turn an ordinary day into a disaster. HIS equipment, all too limited, was still with him. The revolver sling on the hip, the cartridge within reach, sometimes a knife or a rifle for the most perilous occasion. But he could never rely on the certainty of his weapon. Metal could jam, bullet could miss, and a skilled opponent could exploit the slightest misstep. Every shot was therefore a calculated risk, and caution had to guide his every move. Food was another challenge. Towns were few and far between, and supply were limited. Sometimes you had to make do with stale bread, dried meat or a few vegetables. Drinking water was not always a solution, as it could be contaminated. Thirst was a constant companion, a cruel reminder that nature does not bend to the legends of men. Free time, when it existed, was not synonymous with rest. The gunslinger had to stay vigilant, watch the road, listen to rumor, know who was coming to town and who was leaving. Loneliness waked heavily, but companionship could be just as dangerous. A misinterpreted conversation, en une intentionnelle provocation, and violence would erupt. So he learned to measure his word and read silence, to guess the intention behind every smile or every look. Even sleeping was a risk. Choosing a safe spot could mean the difference between a peaceful night and a deadly encounter. The modest hotel or guest house were frequented by all kind of travelers, merchants, workers, thieves, and some other gunslinger. Vigilance was never too serious, even when fatigue forced one to close one's eyes. And yet, despite this life of constant anguish, the gunslinger continued. For what? For some, it was the reputation, the adrenaline, the feeling of existing in a world where the common man disappeared into anonymity. For others, it was necessity. Survival depended on the revolver, and honor on speed and caution. In any case, daily life was a succession of difficult choices, where each mistake could cost dearly, often too dearly. The gunslinger's days were punctuated by necessity rather than desire. He had to know how to anticipate every move, every encounter, every decision. A delay of a few minutes could mean being ambushed or missing an opportunity to earn some money or reputation. Even the most familiar roads were never safe. Outlaw gang roamed, bounty hunter lurked, and nature itself could be ruthless. Personal hygiene was a luxury and often could not afford. Washing was difficult when water was scarce, and the desert wind seeped into every corner of his cloth and body. The dust accumulated, the wounds were made, and each scar told a story, often painful and never completely healed. He had to be careful with his health as was with his revolver, because an illness or infection could be a deadly bullet. Sleep, already precarious, was interrupted by the noise of the night. The wind in the trees, the growl of wild animal, sometimes the sound of a door slamming or a horse neighing in an adjacent alley. The gunslinger was half asleep, always ready to react. This constant vigilance wore down his body and mind, leaving deep marks on his character. The accumulated fatigue was impairing his concentration, yet he couldn't afford to collapse completely. Social relationships were rare and fragile. He quickly learned to be wary of strangers. A smile could hide a threat, a kind word a trap. Trust was hard to gain and lost in an instant. Even when he made temporary alliance with other gunslingers or townspeople, he knew the bond was fragile. Each could, at any time, betray the other for personal gain, to save his own skin, or simply out of a desire for revenge. Loneliness, however, was not always an enemy. It offered a space for reflection, meditation, and sometimes a strange form of freedom. The gunslinger could gaze at the vast sky, listen to the sound of the wind in the grass, or watch a sunrise without anyone to judge or disturb. These moments were precious because they reminded us that there was a world beyond duel, gunfight and constant threats. But this freedom was fragile and ephemeral. An intercepted letter, a rumor, or a bad encounter on a lonely road could destroy this illusion of peace. The daily life of a gunslinger was a constant balance between caution and daring, between fear and necessity, between solitude and survival. Every day was a silent struggle, every night an uneasy truce, and every key moment a precious rarity. In a world where mistake came at a high price, gunslingers developed reflex, routine, and vigilance that few could understand. They were survivors of a brutal time, men whose stories would later become legends, but whose daily reality was one of fear, fatigue, and loneliness. The daily routine of a gunslinger offered no respite. Even moments that were supposed to be key were fraught with tension. When the wind blew across the desert plain, it could mask the sound of an approaching horse, or amplify the sounds of an intruder's footstep. Every detail mattered, every sign could announce danger. Transportation was another constant challenge. Horses were pursued and required a much attention à any weapon. A poorly fed or tired horse could fall at the worst possible moment, leaving ETS ready vulnerable. The roads were full of hole, rock and rut, and sometimes it was necessary to travel for miles to reach a town or a watering hole. The bad weather added an additional difficulty: sandstorm, torrential rain, unexpected thunderstorm. Nature itself seemed to want to test the resistance of the men who roamed these lands. The weapon, being essential, required constant maintenance. A rusty or poorly loaded revolver could cost one's life. Daily cleaning, checking cartridges and knowing every detail of the weapon were part of the ritual. The slightest negligence could turn a manageable situation into a catastrophe. Interaction with other city dwellers were limited but crucial. To obtain food, shelter, or simply information about route and danger, the gunslinger had to navigate between caution and politeness. A poorly chosen word or an expression of distrust could provoke instant conflict. And sometimes, despite all the caution, violence still broke out, because the western world was unpredictable. Even rest was complicated. When the gunslinger finally put down his bag and revolver, he had to choose a safe place, often among dilapidated places or crowded with strangers. Sleep was light and fragmented, interrupted by nighttime noise or recurring nightmares. Every morning he woke up with persistent fatigue, en aching body, and the awareness that danger was ever present. The loneliness waked heavily. The few companions he could meet on the road or in saloon were generally temporary. Alliance rarely lasted, a each sought to survive and protect its interest. The feeling of camaraderie, when it existed, was often tinged with mistrust and calculation. Deep relationship, whether friendly or romantic, were a dangerous luxury because they exposed others to the risk that the gunslinger's life entailed. So, daily life was a mixture of anxiety, precaution, small victory and rare pleasure. Every day brought a new challenge, every night demanded vigilance. Even moments of calm were shrouded in adult tension, for the shadow of threat always loomed. Being a gunslinger wasn't about fame or freedom. It was a constant struggle for survival, a delicate balance between courage and caution, between loneliness and the need to exist in a world where the slightest mistake could be fatal. Beyond fatigue and loneliness, the gunslinger lived under the constant threat of violence. Every encounter could turn ugly, every city harbored potential enemy. Minor quarrel could turn into deadly shooting. En insulte, a misinterpreted gesture, or simply the wrong person at the wrong time was enough to trigger chaos. Bounty hunters were particularly feared. Some gunslingers had famous names or a history of duel and crime. Others, even innocent ones, could attract attention simply by their reputation. These men were methodical and determined. They followed their target for hundreds of kilometers, observed patterns, and knew how to exploit the slightest deviation. For the gunslinger, every step outside was a calculation, every halt a critical decision. The other outlaw posed an equally significant threat. Conflict between gang or individual could arise without warning. Sometimes it was simply a matter of territorial dispute, economic interest, or old grudge. Temporary alliance guaranteed nothing, and it was common for one companion to turn against the other to save his own skin or gain an advantage. Even law enforcement could be dangerous. Sheriff and marshal varied enormously in competence and integrity. Some were simply concerned with maintaining order, others were corrupt or ambitious, ready to use the gunslinger as an example to establish their authority. One wrong look, one suspicious move, and the man could find himself facing charge, arrest, or worse. The terrain itself was often an adversary. The long ride through dust, sand and hills were exhausting. Unpredictable weather conditions, sandstorm, extreme heat, torrential rain, added an extra dimension of danger. A tired horse, a slippery trail, or arriver too close could turn an ordinary day into a struggle for survival. Even moments of rest were risky. Saloon and boarding houses, all took temporary refuge, could become place of betrayal. A companion, a disgruntled customer or a stranger could trigger a confrontation. It was necessary to constantly assess the intention of others, anticipate their action, and be ready to draw. The slightest mistake could be fatal, and every interaction carried the potential for danger. In this constant climate of threat, the gunslinger developed a keen vigilance and an awareness of danger that seemed almost instinctive. Every noise, every movement, every look could mean a warning. This constant, exhausting and heavy tension was an integral part of his life. It defined his action, his choice and even his thoughts. Being a gunslinger, then, meant living on the edge between survival and catastrophe, between freedom and isolation. Every day was a test, every encounter a risk, and every moment of calm a fragile luxury. There was no real rest, no complete security, no pause in this existence. The Wild West duel is often romanticized in film and novel. Two men face to face, revolver in hand, time standing still, a decisive shot, and glory or death. The reality was quite different and much more terrifying. For a gunslinger, every duel was a confrontation with mortality, and the fear could be overwhelming. Preparation began long before the shooting. Knowing the opponent, anticipating their move, and calculating reaction time were essential. One false move, one hesitation, and the bullet could hit the torso or the head. It wasn't just about shooting fast, it was about shooting right, at the right time, with cold blood. The duel was not always voluntary. Sometimes it arose from seemingly trivial dispute in a saloon or on a lonely road. A misinterpreted word, a look deemed provocative, and violence would erupt. The gunslinger often had no idea that his life was about to change. In those moments, fear and adrenaline mixed in an almost paralyzing way. The fear of death was omnipresent, but it was not completely paralyzing. It encouraged people to be attentive, to perfect their reflex, to anticipate the unpredictable. A seasoned gunslinger knew that luck was never enough. Each duel could be his last, and they had to survive it by combining instinct, training, and composure. The consequence of a duel went beyond immediate life or death. En injury could leave the gunslinger unable to move, exposed to furte attack, or starvation. Even healed scars were a constant reminder of past risk and mistake. Reputation, often seen a protection, could also become a target. Being known for his speed with a revolver attracted admirer and enemy alike. Duel were not only a matter of marksmanship, but also of psychology. The gunslinger had to read his opponent's intention, guess his movement, and maintain en almost supernatural calm. A fast heartbeat, a ragged breath, a trembling hand could betray his fear and decide the outcome. Each duel was a mixture of strategy and instinct. Some gunslingers chose to provoke or intimidate, using look, posture and word to destabilize the other. Others preferred caution, carefully observing every movement before reacting. No one could ignore the probability of death or serious injury. The fear of dying did not prevent action, but it profoundly shaped the man's life. It influenced his decision, his movement, and even his relationship. A friend could become a rival, a stranger a threat, and every street corner a possible scene of a duel. Constant vigilance was second nature, and adrenaline was a constant companion. Stories of glorious duel were rare compared to tales of injury, betrayal, and sudden death. Many gunslingers disappeared before they could even become famous. Those who survived often bore the physical and psychological scar of their confrontation. Scar, loss of limb, chronic pain, but also memory of lost camaraderie and constant fear were part of their daily lives. Loneliness further increased the intensity of the fear. Unlike a soldier or a member of a community, the gunslinger depended almost entirely on himself. There was no immediate relief, no reinforcement, no collective security. Death could strike at any moment, and often it did. Even reputation was a double-edged sword. Being known as a quick shooter might discourage some enemy, but attract others, hungry for glory or revenge. Caution became hard, and strategy a daily necessity. Every decision, whether it was crossing a city, talking to a stranger, or stopping to eat, was influenced by fear of the unknown and the constant threat of death. The life of a gunslinger was a delicate balance between courage and fear, action and caution, survival and fatality. Every duel, every confrontation, reminded us that death was never far away, and that every moment of tranquility was temporary. Living under the constant threat of death left deep marks on the gunslinger's mind. Fear, anxiety and constant vigilance became a visible but omnipresent companion. Even when he thought he was alone, memory of past danger returned, fueling worry and excessive caution. Nightmares were frequent. The gunslinger often dreamed of shootout, chase, or times when he hadn't been fast enough. Sometimes the dream seemed more real than sleep itself. The pounding heart, the tense muscle, and the paralyzing fear. Upon waking, he found himself back in the real world, but the psychological stress persisted, influencing his decision and his ability to concentrate. Human relationships were also affected. Trust was difficult to grant. A friend could become a traitor, a companion a threat, and every alliance had to be carefully evaluated. This constant mistrust isolated the gunslinger, reinforcing the solitude already inherent in his way of life. Even moments of camaraderie were tinged with calculation, as the fear of betrayal remained latent. Emotional life was often compressed. Feeling, whether affection, friendship or love, were seen as vulnerability. To become attached to someone meant to expose that person to danger. Loss were frequent and painful, friends killed, companions wounded, relationship broken. Each such event reinforced the impression that the world of the Wild West left no room for security or stability. Mental and physical fatigue was constant. The need to remain vigilant, to maintain weapons and doors, and to travel long distance through hostile terrain, weighed heavily. The body suffered from all injury, short night and prolonged stress. The mind was on permanent alert, always anticipating the next danger. Despite everything, some gunslingers managed to develop a certain inner calm, almost mechanical. They learned to manage fear, channel adrenaline and react precisely when danger appeared. But this calm was fragile and could be broken at any moment by an unexpected event, a betrayal or a fatal encounter. The life of a gunslinger was not simply dangerous, it was a school of permanent tension, extreme loneliness and constant fear. Every day and night was marked by the awareness of mortality, and every decision could mean the difference between life and death. It was an existence where legend and reality intertwined, but where survival was an achievement point in the Wild West, survival was never guaranteed. For a gunslinger, every day was a challenge, every night a test of prudence. The threats were multiple, human violence, natural element, wild animal, and some team even famine or disease. Western cities seemed to offer refuge, but they were rarely safe. Saloon, all took place of socialization and relaxation, were often the scene of conflict. À querelle, en un pet death, or en insulte could escalate into a shooting. Sheriff and marshal, far from always being reliable, could either intervene to restore order or take advantage of the situation to strengthen their authority or settle personal score. The journey between cities was even more perilous. Isolated road, desert plain and mountains exposed the gunslinger to ambush. Bandits and other outlaws were on the lookout for every lone day. Even the weather could turn into an adversary, sandstorm, torrential rain, stifling it or freezing cold. Every step had to be calculated, every stop carefully chosen. Préparation was essential. The weapon had to be carefully maintained, the ammunition checked, and the horse fed and rested. A miscalculation could cost a life. The gunslinger also had to know the road, hiding place and watering hole. Knowledge of the terrain was a vital asset, it allowed one to choose the best position for escape or defense. Caution was not always enough. Even the most experienced could fall into a trap or be surprised by a fast weapon. Ambushes were frequent, and luck often played a decisive role. Every encounter with a stranger or rival could turn into a deadly confrontation. Survival also required mental flexibility. You had to know how to improvise, change plan, or even abandon an objective to stay alive. The life of a gunslinger offered no security, and every decision could have dire consequences. Freedom of movement was pursued, but it came with the price of constant vigilance. Survival in the Old West didn't depend solely on quick gunplay or alertness. It also involved creating strategic alliances, often temporary and fragile. The gunslinger had to know how to choose his companions, assess their loyalty and anticipate their intentions. These alliances could take different forms. Some were based on common interest, such as sharing information en route or mutual protection against more powerful adversary. Others were more opportunistic. A companion might be useful for a short time before each went their separate way. Trust was rare, and betrayal always possible. Betrayal were frequent and often brutal. A friend of yesterday could become an enemy overnight, motivated by money, revenge or fear. The gunslinger had to be able to recognize the warning sign and react quickly. The slightest hesitation could result in serious injury or death. Strategy was a constant component of life. Every movement, every interaction, every route choice required careful analysis. The gunslinger assessed the terrain, the individual, and even the weather condition before making a decision. Precaution was never excessive in a world where danger could arise at any moment. Relations with civilians were equally delicate. Even a peaceful city could hide enemy or latent conflict. Respect for local code, discretion and observation were essential to avoid attracting unwanted attention. Some gunslingers preferred to remain invisible, appearing only when necessary, to avoid getting into unnecessary quarrel. Loneliness was both a curse and an asset. Being alone reduced the risk of betrayal, but increased exposure to danger. Every moment spent without company required extended vigilance and constant preparation. To survive, the gunslinger had to accept this isolation, turn caution into a reflex, and make distrust second nature. So survival in the Wild West was a precarious balance. It depended on speed, intelligence, strategy, and sometimes cruel luck. Every day, every night, every encounter could be the last, and this constant reality profoundly shaped the life, behavior, and even psychology of the gunslinger. To survive, the gunslinger had to develop a series of techniques and tricks adapted to the hostile environment of the Wild West. Every gesture, every habit, every decision was designed to reduce risk and increase the chance of survival. Mobility was essential. Staying in one place for too long exposed one to surveillance, ambush, or revenge. The gunslinger had to learn to move quickly, choose his route, and alternate between visible and stealthy movement. Natural hiding place rock, forest, ravine were used to rest undetected. Maintaining weapons and equipment was not an option, but a vital necessity. A poorly cleaned revolver could jam at the crucial moment of a duel. A poorly fed or tired horse could fail during an escape. Every detail mattered, and carelessness could cost lives. Temporarily masked these emotions, but they often returned in the form of post-traumatic stress, isolation, or aggressive behavior. Mental pressure was compounded by the instability of life. Constant travel, scarce resources, and unpredictable human interaction forced the gunslinger to remain constantly on guard. Every strategic decision, whether choosing a safe route or negotiating an encounter, could have deadly consequences. 10 constant tension turned even the simplest action into stressful ordeal. Ultimately, constant stress and psychological pressure were en integral part of a Gunslinger's existence. Physical survival was always linked to mental health. A moment of inattention or poor judgment could cost one's life. Behind the image of a courageous and fearless man, therefore, Achide en individual constantly on the edge, struggling to remain lucid, alert, and alive in an environment where any moment could become fatal. Moral dilemma and psychological consequence. A Gunslinger's life was punctuated by difficult choices that tested their moral and conscience. Surviving in the Old West often required cruel decisions, killing in self-defense, betraying an ally to escape death, or exploiting another's weakness to ensure their own safety. Each action left a lasting mark on the mind, for even if survival justified these choices, conscience did not erase them. Gunslinger had to learn to live with the weight of their action, a weight that fame or reputation could never alleviate. Guilt was common. Some gunslingers, unable to rationalize their action, sank into despair or depression. Others, to protect themselves, developed a form of gradual insensitivity, creating an emotional barrier between themselves and the rest of the world. This mental adaptation was necessary to continue living, but it often made personal relationship impossible, a empathy and trust eroded over time. The line between good and evil blurred, and the simple act of survival became morally ambiguous territory. These moral dilemmas were amplified by the constant violence. Every duel or confrontation left a psychological imprint. Even when a duel seemed justified, the memory of bloodshed waked heavily. Gunslingers often had no way to come to terms with this memory, as the frenetic pace of survival left them no time for reflection or emotional healing. Violence and the choice it imposed were both a means of survival and a source of ongoing mental suffering. The psychological burden was compounded by isolation. Without close friends or mentors to share this experience, gunslingers were forced to bear the burden of their decisions alone. Confidence were rare, and distrust of others often prevented seeking support. The mind was left to fend for itself in the face of extreme situations, accumulating stress, anxiety, and emotional exhaustion. Finally, this moral dilemma transformed daily life into a constant exercise in psychological survival. Every interaction, every move, every strategic planning was tinged with an awareness of past choices and their potential consequences. The legend of the fearless and heroic gunslinger rarely concealed this reality. Behind the apparent courage lies a human being prêt to constant in a conflict, struggling to preserve his integrity and sanity in a world where violence and danger are omnipresent. Physical fragility and accumulated injury. The life of a gunslinger was a constant challenge for the body. Long ride, often under the blazing sun or rain, demanded exceptional physical endurance. Yet, despite their bravery and agility, their body remained extremely vulnerable. Injuries were common. Gunshot, knife wound, falls from horse, or broken bones in fight could leave lasting damage. In many cases, these injuries were not treated properly, a medical care was rudimentary and doctors were rare. A simple infection could become fatal, and many gunslingers succumbed not to direct violence, but to the effect of their injury. Physical fragility worsened over time. Scar accumulated, and chronic pain became a constant companion. Worn joint, poorly healed fracture, and all injury limited mobility and made every duel or movement even more risky. Even after surviving a confrontation, the body bore the marks of past violence, a constant reminder of the precariousness of their existence. Physical fatigue combined with fear and psychological stress formed a dangerous cocktail. The body and mind were constantly challenged, often beyond their limit. Sleep, essential for recovery, was rarely sufficient or restorative, a vigilance remained constant. The slightest inattention could be fatal, and accumulated tension increased the risk of further injury. Even daily survival required colossal energy, making a gunslinger's life exhausting and often brief. Gunfighters also had to cope with extreme environmental conditions. The oppressive heat of the desert, the bitter cold of the plain, and the ever-present dust puise strain on the body. Access to healthy, regular food was limited, and drinking water could be scarce or contaminated. These conditions increased physical vulnerability and made every action, whether traveling or fighting, even more difficult and dangerous. Finally, this bodily fragility fueled constant fear. Every duel, every raid, every confrontation could be their last. Gunslingers lived in a precarious balance where the slightest physical error could result in death. This constant awareness of their own vulnerability added further tension to a life already marked by violence, fear, and isolation. A gunslinger's body, despite his apparent strength and fighting skill, was constantly put to the test, reminding us that survival in the Wild West was never guaranteed. Legend versus reality. The life of a gunslinger in the Old West has often been romanticized in novel, film, and popular stories. The image of the lone hero, fearless and invincible, riding into the sunset with his revolver at the ready, contrasts sharply with everyday reality. Behind the spectacular duel and epic adventures lay en existence marked by fear, isolation, and the constant struggle for survival. Myth have often erased the physical and psychological suffering, revealing only the glamour of legend. In reality, most gunslingers were neither heroes nor glorified figures. They were men and women facing impossible choices, living in an environment where violence could erupt at any moment. Survival depended as much on instinct and prudence as on marksmanship. Every day was a test, and luck often played a decisive role. A gunslinger's reputation might be built in a few minutes of a duel, but their life could change in an instant because of an unexpected enemy or an accident. Popular narrative often transformed gunslinger into symbol of bravery and independence, masking the personal sacrifice and suffering they endure. Loneliness, constant fear, injury, psychological stress, and moral dilemma were rarely discussed. Yet these aspects were omnipresent in real life. The reality was often grim, marked by adversary, other, more discreet, soft to avoir attention in order to better survive. In both cases, their public identity and reputation were protective tools as much as psychological weapons. Relations with civilians were often pragmatic and limited. Trust was rare, many gunslingers avoided attachment to local for fear of reprisal or betrayal. Genuine and lasting friendship were rare, and social interaction often remained superficial. Local, for their part, might seek to take advantage of the gunslinger presence, seeking protection, information, or mediation in local conflict. These relationships were therefore often transactional, based on mutual respect and immediate self-interest rather than loyalty or affection. In some cases, gunslingers became influential local figures, able to steer social tension or impose informal order where official law was weak. However, this influence was fragile and depended on their ability to maintain their reputation and physical strength. A single miscalculated act could ruin months or years of credibility and turn an ally into an adversary. Public image and relationship with civilians also had a psychological impact. Gunfighters constantly had to play a role, displaying courage, self-control, and a certain authority to survive socially as well as physically. This constant pressure reinforced emotional isolation and stress, as it was never possible to completely relax or let one's guard down. Life in the city, even surrounded by people, remained a silent struggle to maintain one's reputation and safety. In short, relationship with the civilian population and the gunslinger public image were crucial elements of their survival in the city. Fear and respect coexisted, and every social interaction had to be carefully evaluated. Gunslingers learned to navigate this ambiguous world, where admiration and threat were always linked, and where reputation could mean the difference between safety and danger. Duel, confrontation and psychological impact. Urban duel and confrontation were one of the most feared and defining aspects of a gunslinger's life. Unlike planned battles or gang clash, urban duel often arose from unforeseen situations, a poorly chosen word, a glance deemed offensive, or an conflict rekindled. Every gunslinger had to remain constantly vigilant, as the slightest mistake could be fatal. This confrontation had a major social impact. A successful duel strengthened one's reputation and cemented respect in the town, while a defeat, even if not fatal, could ruin a career and expose one to ridicule or revenge. How a gunslinger handled this conflict determined his position in the town's informal hierarchy and influenced his relationship with civilians and outlaws alike. The psychological stress was intense. Knowing that an adversary could appear at any moment created constant tension. Gunslinger had to combine speed, precision, anticipation, and composure, while assessing the intention of others and planning their exit if the situation escalated. This constant vigilance was mentally draining, making life in the city almost as demanding as on the road or in the wild plain. Duels were not just a marksmanship test, they were also tests of social intelligence and emotional control. Gunfighters learned to read body language, interpret gestures, and anticipate reaction. A duel could be settled by a show of force or intimidation, without fearing a single shot, but the threat alone was often enough to command respect or diffuse a conflict. At the same time, this confrontation reinforced the gunslinger isolation. Even surrounded by others, they had to manage their fear, anger, and anxiety alone. The constant tension and the need to maintain a facade of courage contributed to a state of near constant vigilance. Psychological anxiety accumulated, and many developed cause some team extreme, behavior to avoid even the slightest unnecessary risk. In short, duel and confrontation in the city were atoms a test of skill, a survival tool, and a psychological pressure. Réputation, prudence, and social intelligence were just as essential a marksmanship. For a gunslinger, the city was never a safe place. Every street, every bar, and every encounter could become a deadly challenge requiring vigilance and strategy. Daily survival and mental exhaustion. Daily survival in the city for a gunslinger was never achievable. Each day brought its share of decision, risk, and tension. From managing conflict in saloon to monitoring the streets to avoid ambush, every moment required vigilance and strategy. The slightest mistake could turn an ordinary day into a catastrophe, and this reality weighed heavily on the mental state. Psychological exhaustion was omnipresent. Constant fear, the need to protect oneself, maintain one's reputation, and manage unstable social relationship created intense mental fatigue. Even moments of rest were rare, one had to remain attentive, observe, and anticipate potential threats. Life in the city, far from being a refuge, was an invisible battlefield where danger did not always manifest itself in immediate fear, but in latent tension and constant calculation. Gunfighter also had to juggle financial uncertainty. Irregular income, combined with expense for weapons, ammunition, and basic necessity, increased daily stress. Long-term planning was nearly impossible, and every economic decision could have a direct impact on personal safety. This economic precarity, combined with physical and social danger, reinforced the feeling of instability and vulnerability. Loneliness played a crucial role in this exhaustion. Even surrounded by people, gunslinger and civilian alike, gunslinger remained emotionally isolated. Trust was a rare luxury, and attachment to others could pose an additional risk. Relationships were often calculated, utilitarian, and fleeting. This emotional isolation amplified stress and fatigue, creating a constant psychological tension that was difficult to relieve. Finally, this accumulation of stress, vigilance, and responsibility affected their behavior and perception of the world. Gunslinger became suspicious, cynical, and sometimes paranoid, but also extremely reactive and adaptable. Their survival depended on their ability to anticipate danger, manage their reputation, and navigate an environment where the line between friendship and hostility was blurred. In short, city life for a gunslinger was a constant struggle for physical, social, and economic survival. Mental exhaustion was inevitable, and each day represented a delicate balance between vigilance, caution, and relationship management. Even in an urban environment, far from the wild plain or lonely road, the Old West remained a merciless place, where the slightest mistake could cost one's life. If you enjoyed this trip to the Far West, leave a little like Croissant de Lune, subscribe for other soothing stories, and share this adventure with your friends to take them to this distant world. For a gunslinger, an infection or illness could be a danger a duel, every weakness was potentially fatal in an environment where survival depended on physical strength and vigilance. Economic life in these cities also imposed its own pressure. Finding steady work was scarce, and most gunslingers had to rely on odd job, hunting, hauling good, or even illegal activity to survive. This precariousness increased stress and uncertainty, a each day brought its share of danger and financial challenge. The promise of a more stable life in the city clashed with the brutal reality of everyday life, where vigilance, strength, and speed remained essential. Finally, emotional isolation and loneliness continued to weigh heavily, even in the city. Long-term relationships were rare, and the fear of losing a loved one in an unstable environment limited attachment. Gunslinger remained solitary figure, observing and calculating every interaction, unable to fully surrender to trust or friendship. The city, despite its apparent safety, offered no break from the psychological and physical challenge that were an integral part of their lives. In short, even in the cities of the Old West, the life of a gunslinger remained challenging. Violence, instability, precariousness, and isolation continued, demonstrating that the existence of these men was never simple, even of the road and wild plain. The city sometimes provided temporary refuge, but survival always required vigilance, endurance, and resilience. Cohabitation with other outlaws and informal hierarchy. In the towns of the Old West, gunslingers did not live in isolation, they often shared space with other outlaws, bandits, and misfits. This coexistence imposed a complex dynamic, where power and reputation dictated interaction. Each individual sought to protect their territory, their belonging, and their safety, creating an informal system of hierarchy based on strength, audacity, and cunning. Respect was earned through concrete action, marksmanship, speed, courage in confrontation, or the ability to survive the most dangerous situation. Experienced gunslinger asserted their authority and reputation, often without direct violence, but simply through their presence and the stories of their exploits. Newcomer had to tread carefully, a one misstep could be costly. In this volatile microcosm, fear and admiration coexisted, and every interaction was carefully calculated. Temporary alliances were common but fragile. Gunslinger might collaborate on haste, protecting cargo, or hunting down a rival, but trust was limited. Betrayal and dispute were common, and loyalty often depended on convenience and immediate self-interest rather than moral principle. This precarious relationship further increased mental stress. Every gesture, every word could trigger an unexpected conflict or confrontation. The informal hierarchy also influenced daily life. Well-known gunslinger had more freedom to move around bar and lounge without immediate risk, while less experienced gunslinger had to be cautious and observe implicit code of respect and caution. Public fight or duel were not systematic, but the threat of violence was enough to maintain order according to this unspoken rule. Finally, cohabitation with other outlaws reinforced emotional isolation. Even surrounded by people, gunslinger remained on their guard, unable to indulge in trust or sincere friendship. The fear of betrayal and the weight of their violent past shaped an existence marked by constant vigilance and attention to detail. In these towns where official law was weak, it was this unwritten code and social hierarchy that truly dictated survival. In short, life in the city for a gunslinger involved not only navigating a dangerous and volatile environment, but also managing complex relationships with other outlaws. Reputation, caution, and the ability to read other intentions were essential. Even in an urban setting, survival required social skill honed a shooting or combat skill, and each they broke its own set of tension and challenge. Wage, informal economy and livelihood. The economic life of gunslinger in all west towns was anything but stable. Contrary to the romantic image of independent adventurers, they often had to find precarious source of income to survive. Regular jobs were rare and wage modest, and many relied on the informal or even illegal economy. Some worked a gare, freight tollé, bounty hunter, or even scout for local business or railroad, but remuneration remained uncertain. The informal economy accounted for a significant portion of their survival. Petty theft, illegal transactions, and sometimes extortion were commonplace. Gunslinger constantly had to weigh risk against reward. A miscalculated act could land them in prison, spark a vendetta, or even cost them their lives. Even seemingly legal missions, such as escorting a convoy or protecting a shop, often involved dangerous situations, and the reward had to compensate for the high risk. Some gunslingers turned to saloon and gambling houses, exploiting their reputation to obtain favors, debt, or percentage on bail. Relationships with merchants and bar owners were often pragmatic. In exchange for protection, intelligence, or service, gunslinger could obtain food or temporary lodging. This economy of barter and influence underscored the extent to which life in the city required skill and social networks as much as strength and speed. Irregular income and daily expense made financial planning nearly impossible. The cost of living, while low in some cities, included expenses related to survival, weapons, ammunition, food, medical care for minor injury, and sometimes payment for informal protection. The lack of social security or outside assistance turned every expense into a strategic choice, reinforcing constant stress and financial instability. At the same time, this situation encouraged opportunistic and sometimes morally ambiguous behavior. Survival in an environment where official rules were weak or non-exist required gunslingers to adapt quickly to circumstances. Their livelihood depended à much on their reputation, prudence, and network on their physical skill or dueling courage. In short, the economic life of urban gunfighter was a combination of precarious work, informal activity, and social negotiation. Financial instability, constant risk, and the need to remain vigilant made every day a challenge, and every economic decision could have direct consequences for their safety and survival. Even in the heart of cities, life remained a constant struggle to maintain a fragile balance between risk, profit, and survival. Relation with the civilian population and public image. The presence of gunslinger in all west towns aroused fascination, fear, and suspicion among the civilian population. For the local, these armed men were ambivalent figures, sometimes protector, sometimes source of trouble. Residents knew that a gunslinger could defend a business against bandits, but could also be the cause of altercation in the streets or bloody duel in saloon. This duality created a constant tension between admiration and concern. The public image of Gunslinger was heavily influenced by their reputation. Exploits, duel won, and stories of bravery circulated quickly, often exaggerated by word of mouth. Some gunslingers deliberately played on this image to command respect and de potential.